Underneath the Christmas tree. Hey everybody! Happy holidays! Henry, where's your Santa hat, man?
I know. I didn't have my hat on.
I'm in the spirit here. I even have my backup hat. All right? Hey, am I too cute for words or whatever? Hey, will this overcome all sales objections? This is the way you're supposed to dress. Anyway, hi everybody. Claude here with my good buddy Henry Serrano, my head technician and marketing man. And let me get rid of Mariah Carey here for a minute. And we'll come back to you later. And we're going to talk about the number one problem. What's the number one problem in sales?
You know, that's a great question, Claude. I mean, it's always funny whenever people, whether if they're on the phone or in person, you know, after they sit there and they meet with the business owner, the homeowner, or whoever, they basically go, you know, Claude, I'm just thinking I should have said this or I should have said that. You know, that's one of the things a lot of people do that they don't have enough practice to be able to go ahead and overcome it.
All that remorse. Did you ever get embarrassed about something you did in a sale from a couple of years ago? Why did I say that? Why didn't I have this witty reply?
Yeah.
And what we do with Guts is we want to give you a system. We want to give you a plan so you know what to say, an actual system, not just a witty remark, but understanding the whole psychology of sales. So you say the right thing, not to be adversarial with the prospect and give them a little snide remark, but to make them say, hey, you know, he's got a good point there. I trust this person. I want to do business with him. So we want to, objections are sometimes, and we'll get into why do prospects use objections and how do most salespeople react to objections. And that's a biggie, the emotional reaction. And we're going to be taping this, and we've got a little super-duper-duper special at the end of this. We're going to do a lot of role-playing in this, and if you guys, Henry, if they want to type in a question for or have an idea for a role-play with an objection, let's go for it, okay?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. One of the things, if somebody, you know, and what we've been doing in the past and it's been working really well is if they want to come on live, if they've got a headset like this, you're not going to get the feedback, you guys. So if you have a headset, put it on to ask your question. That'd be fantastic. We're going to do this here a little bit later after the presentation, though.
Okay. Okay, let me get back there. I had a nice headset on with two little snowmen on my head there before. Okay, how to control and defeat sales objections with the GUTS sales method. GUTS stands for Great, Untraditional, Unorthodox Techniques of Sales and Success. And so first of all, and there's my good friend John Andrus. John deals with a lot of objections in his options program. What are objections? Why do prospects use objections? Basically they're the defense mechanism for the prospect. The prospect doesn't want to give away information, and what they don't want to do is they don't want to make a commitment. Do they, Henry? They don't want to say, yes, I want to buy it or whatever. A lot of times they're just going to use that as a defensive measure because their perception is, uh-oh, I'm talking to a salesman, which we'll get into. And if you guys know me, my written in stone rule is don't act like a salesman. Because Henry, when we say the word salesman, when you're you have two little girls, right, Henry?
Yes.
When you held them in your arms the first time, when they were born, and you were in the hospital with them, you looked at them and said, "These are my daughters, future salespeople." Isn't that right, Henry? No. So people, when you say salesman, it's a negative. So don't act salesy. Act more like a professional, the doctor, the lawyer, the trusted consultant, so they don't have to kick in that defense mechanism. The protective method, this is the protective method and system of the prospect. A lot of times, I know this will come as a shock, do prospects ever lie? How do you know when a prospect is lying, Henry? Their lips are
moving.
How do you know when a salesman is lying? His lips are moving too. And what we want to do is get away. We want to get to trust. You know, and I'm having a lot of fun. Why don't we just get to trust and honesty and say right up front, Mr. Prospect, Miss Prospect, it's okay to say no to me. I'm here to help you with your situation, your problem, your pain, your needs, your greed. And so the objections won't come up. But we're going to deal with how do we deal with the objections. So Whoops, went the wrong way. So why do prospects use objections? They want to evade commitment. They want to get free information from us. And they're going to bring up things. We want to get rid of that real early in the whole process. Creative statements to protect the prospect. Sometimes they'll say things. Did you ever talk to a prospect, Henry? They don't have any money. So are they going to say, hey, Henry, man, I am flat broke. I am a bum. I don't have 2 nickels to rub together. You know? They're not going to say that. They don't want to say that. So they're going to use objections to protect their ego in most cases. The prospect has perceptions, generalizations, and stereotypes if you act like the traditional amateur salesperson. So what I always say to my guts mentees and the people I work with in the guts system is, don't act like a salesperson. Set that agenda real early. Try to remove those salesy perceptions that the prospect will have so they don't raise as many objections, and get away from all those generalizations and stereotypes. We want them to think of ourselves as the trusted advisor. Okay, how does the average salesperson react to objections? And I got some cute pictures up here of some of my favorite movies. Have you ever, Henry, have you ever seen Glengarry Glen Ross?
Yes.
I mean, I love that movie. It's a great one with Al Pacino and Jack Lemmon and everything. Boiler Room and the great Arthur Miller, Death of a Salesman. These are the perceptions most people have of how they react to them. Most salespeople, when they get objections, I know sometimes I used to, I'd get mad, I'd get very defensive, I'd get confrontational sometimes on that, very defensive. Do you think that leads to a sale, Henry?
No.
No, not at all. Your sound is very low, by the way.
Okay, sorry about that.
Is
it a little bit better?
Yeah, what were you going out there? What, did you go make a pizza or something?
No, just moved up a little bit. So.
But you remember the old days in selling when someone started hitting you with a lot of objections? I don't know about you, but I took them personally. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I felt the same way. I mean, your self-esteem goes down the tubes.
You get very defensive. And when it starts where you feel your blood pressure going up and everything like that, are you going to make a sale with this person if you're defensive, if you're angry, you're confrontational? No way. And then what a lot of salespeople also do when they receive objections, they start giving another presentation. Do you ever have the salesman, he keeps giving the same presentation, he thinks it's different, he just repeats himself over and over again. Starts acting real goofy, starts being subservient. Yes, Mr. Prospect, Miss Prospect, I'll get you whatever you need, whatever you need. They don't get a commitment or anything like that, so they've totally lost control. And when we get these objections, we want to practice so we have the right answers at the right time, we know what to say, we have control of the process, and we get to decide whether or not this is a prospect or just a waste of time with this particular person. Any questions there?
No, I think that's very great. I mean, that's one of the key things is that you need to have a process and a system, especially if you got to get back to a lot of people too, Claude. My thing is, I'll give you an example. I spoke with a gentleman today. He told me that on one prospect, he must have, because he logs his time and phone calls and driving and everything, he said, Claude, I must have spent about 23 hours on this prospect, just doing everything the prospect asked. I didn't want to be confrontational. I was submissive. I was subservient. And in the end, do you think he got the sale, Henry? No.
No way, Jose. He did not get it. So we got to work smarter. How does the GUTS method differ in handling objections? We first try to gain trust with the prospect. Now, I do something very different. For those of you who have heard my GUTS seminars and webinars or read any of my books, I believe that we should use 3 steps. The first step is always an agenda. Let's tell them up front what's going to happen. Let's stop the mutual mystification, the games that we were both playing. Let's stop this, I'm not really trying to sell you, but I am going to give you a presentation. Let's tell them up front, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, glad we're talking today. If it's all right with you, I'd like to ask you a few questions so I have an idea. If you really need my product or service, then you ask me a few questions. And if we can do business, great. And if not, I want you to feel comfortable enough to be able to refuse me, to just say no to me. You don't have to say you'll think about it or get back to me. Is that all right with you, Mr. Prospect, Mr. Serrano?
Yes.
Okay, boom. What did I just do here? Here's the way we can get rid of the objections right up front. Do you want to say something about that, Henry? Or
No, I think that's a great way to be able to do it, because then you're cutting right to the point, and that's the key thing. A lot of us just don't have a lot of time to waste.
We don't have a lot of time to waste, and we want to get to the change. We want to know in just a couple of minutes. You guys know my famous 3-minute timer. I want to know in the first couple of minutes, sometimes it's 5 minutes, but I only have a 3-minute egg timer, whether or not this is someone who has the need for my product, has some kind of psychological trigger, emotional desire for my passion for my product, has the money to pay for it, has the character and the authority to make a commitment today. I am all about today. There is no tomorrow, okay? I want to know right now, can we move forward? I'll do it politely, but people tell me all the time, I'll think about it, I'll get back to you, and we have some role plays like that, and we'll demonstrate that. Later. Confidence, control, self-esteem. When you have a system, you don't have to wing it, and you feel comfortable in your own skin. You know that those wonderful moments. I'm trying to think of the worst moment. Did you ever go on a first date and not know what to say to the girl? Okay, that horrible feeling, and we have it sometimes in sales too. But when you have a system and you practice this enough, folks, you have the confidence, the control, the self-esteem, you're relaxed, all the synapses are working in the brain, and that's exactly where you want to be. You don't want to be under pressure. Rule that Max used to always say, if you're feeling stress, you're doing something wrong. Who should feel the stress, Henry? The prospect,
not you,
right?
That's definitely for sure.
I want to be relaxed. I want to be confident. Don't people like a confident, relaxed salesman? Not a cocky guy, not an overpowering used car kind of over-the-top Crazy Eddie. I don't know if anyone remembers Crazy Eddie, but we want to come across as trustworthy and someone they can rely on. We got to be always ready to fire the prospect. We get to tell them, hey, it's over, Mr. Prospect. And they go to me, Claude, I have a lot more questions. I want a lot more information. That's because they want a free consultation, Henry, and we're not going to give it because our knowledge, our time, our knowledge, our energy, our experiences, both good and bad, that's the only thing we've got going for us. We can't give it away. So if you get a lot of prospects who just want free consultation, you have to qualify them up front. So after you set that agenda, you ask those questions. And if you get a prospect who can't make a decision, doesn't need your your product or service, is not emotionally involved, or doesn't have the money or the willingness to finance, you politely say, hey, Mr. Prospect, doesn't sound like we're going to do business today. Let me send you some follow-up information. If your situation changes, feel free to get back to me. Oh, but Claude, I have questions. I'm sorry, sir. I have a lot of phone calls to make, but I wish you well. Bye-bye. Boom. If you do that, do you know how that helps your confidence and control? Why waste time in unproductive situations, Henry? That's the way I feel about it. We got to set that agenda, and then we move right away to the next step up the staircase of success, the qualification. We qualify by asking questions like a professional, and I won't spend a lot of time on this, but you guys know my methodology is that if your doctor, your lawyer, your accountant, your dentist, a trusted advisor, your state congressman or senator, someone from your town council calls you up, what are you going to do with that call, Henry?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you have that call and someone calls you, you need to have an agenda. If not, you're just going to fumble it.
Yeah, you're going to have, but aren't they going to take that call if it's someone they know and respect?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. If we act like the goofy salesman, hi there, Mr. Serrano, Claude Diamond here from ABC Used Cars, and today's your lucky day, sir. What's going to happen?
Yeah, they're going to say, what do you want, or just click, hang up the phone.
Click, baby, it's over. Oh, no, Martha, it's another sales call. Nobody woke up this morning and said, gee, I want a Claude Diamond or Henry Serrano call me up and give me a sales presentation. No, they did wake up with problems, with situations, with issues, with needs and greeds, as we call it. If your marketing plan can identify those people and you can call them up and use this system, you can overcome all objections and you can qualify them very quickly. We try to let the prospects close themselves. Okay, we want to make them do the work. We want to turn them into the salesman, and you'll see some of that in our role plays this evening. Give good phone. We don't want to have any stress, and we sure don't want to be a beggar. Okay, where we're begging for the order. I remember sometimes I didn't have enough prospects, and when you don't have enough prospects, how do you act? Yeah. Oh God, I'll do anything for you, Mr. Prospect. You can pee on my back and tell me it's raining. I don't care. And we need to make business work. We need a marketing plan. We need warm prospects, lukewarm prospects. We can work the cold ones with this gut system because there's no stress on us. And we can also use we want to have a marketing system where you have not a lot of warm or hot leads. And so we don't have to be a beggar. I hate being in that position where my back's against the wall, I got bills coming in, and I need to make a sale. And you think the prospect senses that, Henry, when you're desperate?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they knew it right off the bat.
Oh, they can tell when you're just begging and subservient and desperate. And what do you think's going through their mind when they get the begging type of sales guy?
Yeah, it's like, they don't want anything to do with you. Why do they want to even do business with somebody who needs needs some sort of sell today? And they can, Claude. They sense that immediately, when you do that.
You've got to take an air of authority. Not a bully, not high pressure, but you've got to sound like someone. Sir, you have one of the leading lines I use to people on the telephone is, excuse me, Mr. Serrano, you have a problem, sir. Go ahead, role play that with me real quick. Mr. Serrano, you have a problem.
Okay, what problem is that?
You're not going to get mad at me if I tell you, right? Sometimes people get mad at me.
No.
I'm real sensitive. I don't like when people get mad at me. You really want me to? And then your problem is, sir, that you've been trying to sell your home for 6 months. You've gone through 3 realtors. The house is sitting empty, and you're losing a lot of money. Suppose there was a way we could solve this problem in the next 30 days. You wouldn't want to sit down with me for 15 minutes and discuss that, would you?
Well, if you could sell my house in 30 days, I would, yeah.
Okay, boom. See, I love you have a problem because that all of a sudden you're listening, aren't you? You have a problem. Okay. Where are we now? Did I lose my place? Okay. The tools for overcoming objections. We have the staircase of success. You guys have heard my other seminars, or you've read my book, The Mentor Teaches Guts, or have one of my packages. I go into those 3 steps, and then I go into all the baby steps. You just got to remember agenda, qualification, commitment/close. Those 3 steps. Think of a little staircase, and then if you study my methods, you get all the little baby steps and what questions and the redirection method. So those are the things. We have to have the great salespeople. I studied great salespeople. I had a mentor, as you know. I always talk about Max, and I've written books about him. And I always believe that Max was a great actor. He was a thespian. That man was like on a Broadway stage. He gave that prospect whatever they needed. He took on whatever role is necessary to make the sale. So he was a great artist, but he also understood the science of sales, the psychology. Sales is the million-dollar skill. You guys have heard me say this a million times. And what you've got to do is learn the system, understand the psychology, and become a great actor at the same time, and practice with a mentor or someone who you really respect who's good in sales, and watch what happens to your sales. You'll make more money in 1 month than you'll make in the whole year, no matter what kind of sales you're in, if you have a system, if you have a marketing plan. How about, can we get into some real-world role plays here, Henry?
Yeah, I've like I said, I've got some people that have sent in some of the stuff, so.
Yeah, go to the video here for a second here. I've got a couple on the screen here. Can you see those clearly still?
Yes, I can still see some of them right in there.
Well, let me go to you first. What kind of role plays did somebody suggest?
Well, someone said, and this is from Ron, and this one here, though, I'm assuming it's probably, and if you want to chime in, Ron, if you're on, that's perfect. But on this role play here, he's asking some of the feedback that he says he gets 90% of the time, Claude, is that, you know what, Claude, I don't want to sell my house. I just want to rent it.
Oh, okay. Now, is Ron on, or should you and I role play it?
Oh, well, well, Ron's on here, so if he wants to come on, he can raise his hand, or he can go ahead and chime in on the question if he wants to do it. So
that's a good one. So basically what the prospect is saying is, I don't want to do it your way, Mr. Salesman. I want to do it my way. What is the average, the traditional salesperson, what do 99% of the salespeople do when they get that objection? They start arguing. They start giving a presentation again. They start saying, no, I'm right. You're wrong. You should do it my way. And these are all the advantages. And then they go into the presentation again. And what happens to the prospect? What's going through their head? What's the psychology of the moment?
Well, at that moment, it's automatically defensive. Yeah, I mean, their walls come up immediately when you do that, and you start challenging them.
And why are we in business?
To make money today.
We're to make money today. You know, that's my mantra. I say it every night when I go to sleep and when I wake up before my prayers. We're in business to make money today, to put food on the table today. So if you're adversarial or contradictory to the prospect, you're not getting close to them. You're not getting that trust and everything. So what you have to do is go into the stroking a little bit. So and when I say stroking, that means give them a sincere compliment. Or people love, you guys know the rule if you've heard my other webinars, people love stroking. And if they don't get enough strokes from the person they're talking to, they'll give themselves strokes. We've all seen that. And you guys watch my other videos, there's plenty of examples on that. Henry, hit me with that rental objection that you just had from Ron. Go ahead, let's role play it.
Okay. You know, Claude, I don't want to sell my house. I just want to rent it. That's all I want to do. That's a good idea. It's making you. You know what? I have properties that I'm renting also, and some I keep as a rent-own, some I keep as a rental. Why? Let me ask you something. Why do you want to keep it as a rental? To keep the profitability, the tax advantages? Well, if I end up selling the house, I'm going to lose money. My mortgage is just about the same what the house is worth.
Good point. Good point. So it's not ready. So you're worried about somebody exercising the option and actually buying it right now?
Not that. It's just if I sell it, I'm going to lose money. I'm going to have to come money out of my pocket to pay the mortgage.
Suppose we could adjust the price to offset the loss. Or suppose we could do suppose we could set this up as a rent-to-own but stretch it out a couple years so that we can wait for appreciation to kick in. Or maybe we should just do nothing at this point. Maybe you're not, you bring up a good point. How much is the deficit between the market value and what you owe on the property?
Right now, if I sell it and if I factor in also the real estate commissions, I'm probably going to lose about $20,000.
Suppose there was a way you could do this deal, break even or even make a small profit, eliminate the real estate commission or eliminate the closing costs, and get some cash up front, tax deferred and in your pocket up front. We call it option money, and maybe even a positive cash flow. Would it be worth looking at an offer if I sent it to you today?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't lose money on the house, that's my biggest thing.
I agree with you. Nobody wants to lose money. Tell you what I'm going to do, Henry. I'm going to write up an offer. I'm going to send it to you. Could you do me a favor? Could we speak? What's your schedule look like? Is 12 or 1 o'clock good for you tomorrow?
1 o'clock would be better.
I'm going to spend a little time on this. I'm going to spend about an hour or so putting together this offer to you. You look at it, and we'll talk tomorrow for 15 minutes. If you like what I have, that's great. If you don't, you can just say no to me. Is that fair?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that sounds all right.
I'm going to spend a lot of time on this, Henry. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to miss my 6-year-old daughter's birthday party, but you'll have another one next year. Don't worry. Wow. Well, I don't want you to miss that, though. Well, this is important, Henry, isn't it? We'll stop the role play here. I'm going a little over the top. I love to have fun with this stuff. I know. And everything. Bottom line is, don't be adversarial. Find a way in. Even if you can't do business with the guy today, you can say, okay, it's over. We're not going to do business, but maybe we can do something in the future. Right. At least you're establishing a relationship with the guy. You never know where it's going to go. Do you have another question, or should I go into the the real world role plays here? Well, no, I want to highlight that, Claude, and I want people to really grasp what you just said, because it's very important. Because all of a sudden, when they say, I don't want to sell my house, our emotions are starting to think, oh my God, what am I going to do now? How am I going to overcome this situation? Don't overcome it. Exactly. Stroke him, agree with him, and then say, Good decision, sir. Nobody wants to lose money. If I was in the same situation, I'd probably feel the same way. Maybe, I don't know if you're aware or not, but there might be some ways you could even make money doing this as a rent-own, option money, positive cash flow, not paying the real estate commission, not having to pay the closing costs. All these things we can put in a contract are negotiable. If you want to say no to me, it's okay. That's my famous line, by the way, Henry. Why do you think I always tell a prospect to say no to me? Have you ever heard a sales guy say that before?
No, it's completely opposite. It kind of throws them off guard. They're like going, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. Hey, this guy is not begging. He's not subservient. He's being straightforward and honest with me. I don't want to waste a minute of time, but I'm also doing it for a reason. If I go and tell him we go negative, he might come over and want to be positive with me. If I do a positive redirection, I might be negative. You see it in all different ways. Let's demonstrate that. Hit me with this one, role play, Henry. Why should I buy from you? Has anyone ever heard that one before?
Well, that's a perfect thing because that brought up a good point. We had somebody ask that question. And so let's just say if somebody is either in the coaching program or consulting, that's one of the things that they look at. Why should I waste my hard-earned money with you, Claude, on your consulting?
I was thinking, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't.
So maybe I shouldn't then?
Well, why are we even talking? Henry, help me out a little here. Why are we even talking in the first place? Why are you even interested in my program, my consultation, my real estate deal, my life insurance policy? Why are we even talking today?
Well, I'm a company, my salesmen, all the sales are down this year. So, that's what I'm trying to do is increase sales.
Oh, you don't have a family you support or anything like that, right? Your children don't eat much, right?
No, of course I do. I got 3 kids.
Yeah. So, if there was a way, why do you think a lot of people work with me? Why do you think I teach sales and role play with a lot of people? Why do you think they pay me money to do what I do?
I don't know.
Take a guess. Take a wild shot here.
Well, maybe you're good at what you do.
You're right. Now, off the role play, no matter what he says, as long as it's positive, you agree with it.
Okay. Right.
Okay? You go right into it. Say, you know what? You're right, Mr. Serrano. And then you go into the hypothetical. This is the way you overcome these objections. You go into a hypothetical, a let's pretend. Let's imagine. Let's go down the yellow brick road, and you go, Mr. Serrano, let's pretend for a moment. Maybe I'm the right guy, maybe I'm not. But let's pretend you met the right guy. And for a reasonable price, they could turn your sales around the next 30 days and double and triple your sales while you're feeling great about yourself. That you still wouldn't want to buy that system or program, would you? Even if those results could be proven to you.
Well, no. If you can double my sales here in the company, yeah, that'd be great.
What do you mean it'd be great? I'm not following you.
Well, yeah, I would look into that system if you were able to do something like that. Can you?
Let's pretend for a moment I could, and I was ready to start with you tomorrow. What would you say to me next?
Well, it sounds good. How much does it cost?
A lot. You know why I charge a lot? Because my clients get results, and they get them very quickly if they follow direction, if they meet with me on time, if they study my materials. You got a big problem here, sir. You don't have a family. You're single, right? You don't have kids or a spouse or a girlfriend or anything like that, do you?
No, I do have a family.
You don't have bills, do you? Mortgages, car payments, insurance, all that stuff. You don't have all that, do you?
No, I've got a lot of bills, actually.
You got a big problem.
What's that?
Well, you're telling me you have all this liability, all this overhead, all these people you're responsible for, and your sales have been going down for, what, 6 months, a year?
Yeah, no, we're not. We're down about 20% compared to last year.
I'm scared to death, and if you were my own brother, I'd tell you the same thing. I'm either part of the problem, part of the solution. You've got to do something right now, sir. If you believe that I can help you, great. Let's move forward. Let's discuss the money. Let's work something out. If not, we're still friends. Let's get off the phone. But when you get off the phone with me, you're still going to have that problem. Where should we go from here, Mr. Serrano? What can I call you, Henry?
No, you can call me Henry.
Where would you like to go from here, sir?
Well, I want to see how much it would cost.
we can discuss that. We'll get off the role play. I didn't want to get into the price stuff right now.
Exactly.
But I just wanted to show you how you gave me a great objection. Why should I buy from you? My answer was, maybe you shouldn't. Now, have you ever heard that from a salesperson before? And then I went into the you have a problem. Then I dug for some pain. And did you see a lot? And the people who are listening to these role plays, play them over and over again. Listen to my words. If you change your words, you'll change your world. You guys know that video I love with the blind man with the sign, and the girl changes the sign, and all of a sudden everybody's giving him money because he changed the words from I'm blind, help me, to it's a beautiful day, I wish I could see it. And you've got to change your words. You've got to take on, did you see my role? I took on a veneer. I took on the act. I became Claude the actor, okay?
Right.
I took on the role that was necessary, not to be insincere or disingenuous, but to create the environment so that you go to the trust area. And I was raising your pain level, your need level. I was trying to scare you about the bills and stuff and the responsibilities to children and all that stuff. So the higher I get you on that scale, the more you're likely to say, you're right, Claude, we got to do something. You know, the old toothache analogy. When you get a toothache, what do you want to do? Shop around, go online, look for a coupon, and wait a week or two for the cheapest dentist? Or do you want to take care of it right now?
Right now, they'd want to take care of it right now. I mean, that's the key thing that they want to be able to do.
Exactly. Let's go into a few more role plays here.
Sure.
Okay?
I mean, another one you can get is, you know, Claude, everything sounds great. I mean, do you have any referrals that I can call or talk to?
You know, Mr. Serrano, thank you so much. I wish more people would ask me for referrals. That really shows me that you're thinking and you're protecting your investment and spending. Good for you, sir. Bravo. I really wish more people would do that. Now, off the role play. That was a stroke to the 10th power.
Yes.
What do most amateur, and you folks got to love this, when most salesmen hear that referral thing, oh no, don't ask for the referrals. Oh my God. I got to tell you something I do all the time, Henry. Other companies, and they do sales, and I say, you know, this sounds great. I've been waiting all my life to buy the bamboo steamer and the Ginsu knives and all the things you're selling. Could you give me and you've told me that you've trained thousands of people and your company's been in business since Methuselah. Could you just give me 3 or 4 people that would vouch for your veracity? What do you think they say, Henry?
You know, it's always funny, like in the financial services or insurance business, you know, I'd love to go ahead and do it, but I need to get their permission first, or, you know, you would respect their privacy, wouldn't you? You know, they would dance around it is what they would do.
What is the prospect really thinking when the amateur typical sales guy says that stuff that you just did?
Yeah. He's like, this guy's full of crap.
Yeah, he says
or he's just starting, or he doesn't have anybody that he's sold.
He's full of it. It's a lot of BS and everything. And we're trying to gain trust here. Remember that T word I was talking about? So don't fight with the prospect. Is he asking something unreasonable that wouldn't we ask for referrals if it comes up? And I get people who ask me referrals, and you know what? I compliment them first. The stroke is the most important part, because you're going to, oh boy, in his head, his mother, from when he was in 3rd grade in school, says, good boy, you did your homework. You asked a good question. You see, he likes you. He's proud of you. See, that's all going on inside here right now. Mom is saying, I love you. You're a good boy. We're going to hang your homework up on the refrigerator. That's all working inside, even though he's an adult. All that stuff from when we were kids. It's still, you know, I'm a student of transactional analysis and emotional intelligence. And these are the things that go on deep inside. And we have to recognize them, and that's why the stroke. Let's go back in the role play here.
Yeah, I got a question in from Julie, and I don't know if she's on or not, but her question here, which is very good, is, you know what, I can't sell you that house at that price. I need to get it at X amount of dollars from it, and you're just lowballing me, you know? So at that point, you know, you get a lot of those questions whenever you have those type of offers. You know, Claude, you're just lowballing me on my house.
Well, why do you think I did that? I did offer a low price. Is it too low? I didn't mean to offend you, and I apologize if I did. I look for one of 2 things, Henry. I need either price or terms. If you can give me a great wholesale, below wholesale price, that's why I asked it. I can do business with you right now. I'll send you a contract today. I'm ready to do business. My intent was not to insult you, and if I did, I apologize. If I can't get the price, though, I need terms. Can we do either of those so we can get rid of this? Has this house been a burden to you, Henry? Have you been trying to sell it a long time?
Yeah, I mean, I have. I mean, I'm paying the mortgage payments every month.
Is it sitting empty, or you bought another house, or moved already, or what's the situation?
Well, we're going to be moving here in about 3 months. I got a job transfer.
Okay. You know, I had a friend, same situation. Him and his wife couldn't sell the house. They had to move away. He didn't have a tenant buyer in there. He didn't do a rent own. He had a real bad tenant. He had to keep flying back and forth, paying other people to do repairs and asking favors from friends and relatives. It was a nightmare for him, Henry. And you know, with a rent own, we get money up front from the tenant buyer, significant money, and we set up the contract, and it's self-managed. They pay us on time because they're motivated, and we can set up all these things. But let me ask you this. So do you want to sell this house to me today, and what would be your best price? Or would you rather we structure some terms so we can set up as a rent-own so you don't have a nightmare with this property? Or would you rather I just get off the phone? You tell. I'll let you set the terms here.
If you can give me the price that I have it listed at, then that's fine. That's what I need to get the price. That's my main thing.
And your price we'll assume is reasonable for the marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is.
Okay, let's take that for granted right now. Let me ask you this. If I was willing to send you an offer today in writing, and I'd give you your price, could you give me terms that are reasonable so I could make some money as a business person today?
Yeah, I mean, it would depend what the terms are, but yeah, that's something I would consider.
You would? Okay, and you're the decision maker, or do you have a spouse that you'd also have to confer with on this?
Well, actually, no, I do need to talk with my wife.
Okay, I'll tell you, and your wife comes home at night, I assume.
Yeah, she gets off at 6. She'll be here tonight.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she works nights as a nurse or something like that. That's one of my bad Claude jokes. It's horrible. Let me ask you this, Henry. I'll send you I'm going to put something in writing. And can we have a meeting again tomorrow evening? And it's okay to say no to me. We'll still be friends. And if we can move forward, that's great. If not, not to worry. Can we do that? Can I have your word on that as a gentleman?
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that.
Okay, boom. You see, you got to play with it and off the role play. You got to play with it and do the right thing at the right time. You got to find, is there a need? Agree? Did you hear the third-party story? That was the whole point of that role play. I overcome objections with a third-party story sometimes. I'll tell them something that happened that's either positive or negative that puts me in a good light.
Okay.
And that's important. We need to go back to the referrals thing, though. We skipped over that, man. We didn't finish that. That was too much. Ask me for the referrals again. Let me show you how to. Before we do it, ladies and gentlemen, when someone asks you for referrals, that is not an objection. That is an opportunity to close. That's when you close right then and there. Now the amateurs are scared to death of it. The gut system says close now. Go ahead, hit me with that.
Well, you know, Claude, I mean, everything sounds good that you told me. I mean, do you have any referrals or some people I can talk to?
Stroke, stroke, stroke. Thank you for asking. You're a smart guy. Okay, let me ask you something, Mr. Serrano. If I gave you the references and you called up these good people I've worked with, you know, I have an invisible sales force. The great thing about my business is my clients become my friends and my best salespeople. I'll give you, how many would you like, sir?
I don't know. I mean, if I could just speak to a couple of people, I think I'd feel all right.
Would 2, 3, 4 be enough?
3 would be enough.
I'll get you 3. I'll get them to you this evening with their contact information, their email, and their webpage. You will, and all I'll ask in return is that you contact them this evening or tomorrow. And let me ask you this, sir. If they meet with your personal satisfaction towards my veracity, my business, my product or service, what happens next when we speak tomorrow at 6:30 in the evening?
Well, I mean, if everything checks out and you're okay, I mean, I wouldn't mind moving forward.
I'm sorry, my hearing's horrible. You know, I went to Woodstock. What did you say?
Well, I mean, if you check out and everything's fine, then yeah, I wouldn't mind moving forward.
You wouldn't mind? I don't know what that means. You wouldn't mind.
Well, you know, I guess we can continue the conversation tomorrow.
But do you feel that there's a high likelihood if these people you address these people, they give up their free time, and to your personal satisfaction, you believe that my product service, the way I do real estate, will solve your needs? Is there a likelihood that we can move forward tomorrow, make a commitment, or would it be over?
No, there'd be a likelihood that I would move forward.
Is there any other reason why we wouldn't be able to do business tomorrow after you check these people out to your personal satisfaction?
No.
Which means?
Which would mean, yeah, we would move forward then.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ben, you made me work for that. How much are we charging for this seminar?
You know, one of the things I want to, we've got another one here, but that's a great way for the referrals. I mean, that's one of the things you want to be able to do, because now you're setting me up to close. I mean, you've really now put me right in that direction, and that's very key, because some people will say, well, you know what, I'll get you 3 of them tomorrow, and then that's it. You continue to further move along to where you're going to, either it's going to be a yes or a no after I get the referrals.
Yeah, and if they say, and I get this also, oh, Claude, I'm not ready to make, even with the referrals, I'm not ready to make the decision. I got to check my file. Let's do that one real quick. So you can't give me, so Henry, if I can give you the referrals to your personal satisfaction, what happens when we speak tomorrow at our appointment at 6:30?
You know, Claude, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll check them out and see how I feel and see what we can do from there.
Is there any reason, if after you talk with them, to your personal satisfaction, is there something else you need to do, or why would there be, or what would you need further in order for us to move forward here?
Well, you know, I don't know. I'd have to take a look at your offer and see if it makes any sense for me and my wife.
Okay, and then you need to speak. So I'll tell you what. Let me send you an offer. Why don't you speak with your wife? Why don't you check your finances and pray to your pet rock? Then we'll talk again tomorrow at 6:30. And if we can get all those ducks lined in a row, I will give you all the references you want. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
See, off the role play. If he can't give you a firm commitment with the references right then, because they're bringing up all their other junk, all their other objections, don't give the references. That's your ace in the hole. Hold them back until you get a firm, unequivocal commitment. This is really good. Thanks for reminding me of this stuff, Henry.
Well, you know, I've got, and Chaz that's on here is asking some great questions. One of the things that he mentioned, he says, the thing is the lead requested info to either start a biz or looking to getting help with their networking business. So it looks like their help with their affiliate biz. Okay, understand that this could not be addressed since it's not real estate related. So the thing that Chad is asking, it's not real estate related, but how do you work with other people and other businesses that's not real estate related then, Claude?
That's a great question. Thank you, Chaz. I work with people in financial services, life insurance, Amway network marketing, car sales. We have some dealerships. And it's not just real estate. I teach this gut system is so versatile, and maybe because my background, Henry's background, and maybe we need to apologize. We've been focusing too much on real estate. But this system is so versatile, it works with everything. It even works in, maybe I shouldn't say this next part. We'll have to edit this maybe. It works in your social life too. Going up to people and asking questions while stroking can be very helpful to people in social situations. That's another seminar for another day, Henry.
Yeah, and you know, and one of the things that you brought that up, let's just say that you're in the life insurance business, and Chaz has asked the same question, is let's just say that you received a life insurance lead that's 7 months old, and you haven't followed up. How do you rewarm that a little bit here, Claude, if it's basically a cold call?
Hello, hello, say hello.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Serrano?
Yes?
This is Claude Diamond. I got your number in front of me, and I owe you an apology, sir.
And what's that?
Well, we were supposed to get back to you about 5-6 months ago, and I really messed up here. You contacted my company about information. Boy, is my boss going to give it to me. So I hope I can make it up to you. So you contacted us, I think, because you were looking for more protection for your family or something like that, or insurance. Help me out a little, would you, Mr. Serrano? I'm all confused here.
You know, I don't really remember, you know, Mr. Diamond, exactly what it was.
Call me Claude. I think you contacted us back in July, and you wanted some information on an annuity or a savings plan. You don't have a family, do you, Mr. Serrano?
No, I do.
Oh, you're not the breadwinner for your family, the main income producer?
Yeah, no, I am.
Then if you're hit by a bus full of nuns tomorrow, God forbid, what would happen? You don't have children, do you?
I have 4 children.
You have 4 children. They don't want to go to college, do they?
Well, I'm afraid they all want to go to college.
You know, one of the saddest things I ever saw, I went to a funeral from a friend of mine a long time ago, and big family and everything, and died very prematurely, horrible accident. And the wife was a stay-at-home, homeschooling mom, made a little income on a private business, but nowhere near enough to support the mortgage, put the kids through private school, pay for the insurance, the cars, food on the table. And the family was literally left destitute overnight because he didn't have enough. And what I like to do, I didn't mean to make you talk about a sad story, sir. I just wanted to get back to you, apologize today. Would it be worth 15 minutes of our time for us to get together and so I could show you some ways to protect your family? And if you like what I have, that's great. That's how I make a living. But if you don't like it, if it's not cost effective, you say no to me and we're still friends. Can I have 15 minutes of your time?
Yeah, tonight would be good, but yeah, that's fine.
You know what? I was going to visit my grandmother in the hospital, but she's okay. She's stabilized. I'm going to get in my car and come over there right now.
Okay.
You over the top again.
Yeah, I know.
I got to have fun with this. Sometimes, you know, I do guts move. You know my famous guts move. Hey, tell me I got to talk to my wife. Now, everybody who knows me knows my line for this.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it anyway. Henry, what's going to stop us from moving forward tonight? I think you need what I have. I think you know it's cost effective and fits with your budget. Is there any reason we can't do business right now?
Well, you know, Claude, I need to talk to my wife.
You know, isn't that nice that you have so much respect for your wife that before you make a major decision, you share that with her? Good for you, Henry. I really respect that. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. Hey, honey, is it okay to sell Henry this insurance policy? She said yes. So I checked with my wife. You check with your wife, and let's I'm sorry. I do these things, and most people laugh when I do this. Every now and then someone gets a little ticked off. Oh, well, who said you can't have fun in sales, Henry?
No, I mean, that's agreed, Claude. I mean, that's the thing, and you need to have some sort of, like you mentioned, agenda to be able to do it because, I mean, as you and I know, over the phone, you can mentally get beat up, and it wears you down, and that's why people hate it. It's a 600-pound gorilla.
It is not, my good friend Zig Ziglar, who passed away, used to always say, give the prospect everything that they want. They'll take care of you eventually. And you know what? I think that's a lot of BS, with all due respect. I think, because I've bent over backwards for prospects in the old days, and then they gave the order to somebody else, or they forgot about me, They got everything from me for free. Why not just do the business with somebody else who's a lot smarter than me? So, we gotta work smarter. We can't just give it away all day long on this. Bring me back to that role play again.
Well, a couple things I want to emphasize because you've got it on the very bottom there also, and I'm going to bring it up here a little bit early. I know you're going down through the agenda, but the biggest thing, because right now, Claude, we're coming towards the end of the year, and whether you're selling to a business, whether you're selling to an individual, right now I think real estate's the best. I mean, I saw you. I've got a lot of deal flow coming in right now. This is actually the best time to buy real estate, but a lot of people in this situation, especially businesses, are going to say, you know what, Claude, it sounds great. Why don't you call me after the first of the year?
Why is that, Henry? Help me out here. Why? Because it seems to me that this is something that could help you right now, something you need. Is this about, let me ask you this, is it about the money issue? Because I know this is a tough time of year for a lot of people with the holidays coming and everything. Is that really what we're talking about?
Yeah, I've got a lot of year-end stuff that we have to get it complete here before we get done, and I just don't have time.
You know what? The only problem is there may be some major changes with the policy, with the product, with the price that we're talking about next year. And I'm not trying to press you to make you get a commitment, but if you and I could get this thing going right now, we can, and know that we can put it in motion. I can then follow up with you after the new year and protect you if that's what you want. But if you want to wait, but the trouble is if we wait till after the new year, I might never hear from you again. It might cost more. It might be everything different. Right now you have a window of opportunity to protect, to get the best value for the product or service I'm selling. What would you, I mean, does that make sense?
I mean, it does make sense, but I'm pretty slammed right now.
You are? I'll tell you what. if I could have 5 more minutes of your time, I can take care of this for you. I'll call you after the holidays, and we'll move forward with the rest. But I want to get things in motion here because I'm going to have to do a lot of research, put together a lot of paperwork. I'm going to have to spend a lot of hours, and I'd rather do it now so that we're ready to rock and roll on January 2nd. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Okay. Off the role play, I'm winging it here. There's a lot of different ways. You could do you have a problem.
Yep.
You know what, Mr. Serrano? You have a problem, and I'm not trying to get you to commit right now, but if we don't do this right now, we may never take care of it. Sir, you don't have any life insurance with your family. You've been going 33 years without life insurance, and do you want to go another 33 and God forbid not protect your family? If you were my own brother, I'd talk to you the same way. We need to protect your family. Let me get a signature from you. I'll do my homework. I'll put this together, and then we'll follow through again on January 3rd. That's the only thing I'm going to ask from you tonight.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, yes, that's fine.
Okay. You see, you gotta be, one of the things I need to talk about more, to overcoming objections, you've got to be very creative. Mm-hmm. You've got to take, most people, I don't care what business you're in, take the top 5 or 10 objections that you're going to hear in your business. Real estate, life insurance, car sales, whatever, widgets. Take those objections and sit down in a quiet moment and write down, how would you overcome those objections? How can you use guts to go positive and negative, redirect, get a commitment right now, or fire the prospect? You cannot render control unto the prospect. You've got to be prepared so the minute they come up with that objection, you're able to handle it.
Right. Hey, Clyde, we've got about 10 minutes left, so I don't know.
Going fast. Can we talk about, we got a little special, and then we'll go back to the role plays.
Okay.
Okay. I've got my, you probably can't see, let me do this here real quick. If you guys go to my webpage, ClaudeDiamond.com, you're going to see that little button up there. It's a $99 special. For 24 hours, you can buy my Gut Sales Package, the digital version, for $99. That's all the videos, the books, the mind maps, everything, the role plays, everything you need. And it's got tons of video and audio and everything you need to learn this remarkable gut system and overcoming your objections with your prospects. And for 24 hours, there's going to be that little button there, $99. And I'll tell you what I'll do, Henry. I'm even going to throw in a free mentoring session with this for anyone who buys this package tonight. So you guys go over to ClaudeDiamond.com. Henry's probably going to email you a link anyway, but if you want to go there right now, go to ClaudeDiamond.com, go into that little $99 special and order the package, and you're going to literally save $500 tonight only, 24 hours only. Okay? I'm done with my commercial. I want to go back to some more role plays here with Henry in the remaining time we have, and these are just some of my other slides here. Let me find a good role play we want to do. Does someone have a suggestion? I need to think about it. How about that one?
Yeah, that's a real common one.
Go ahead, Henry, or I'll do it to you. Henry, I need to think about it. I'll put you on the hot seat here.
Okay, go ahead.
I need to think about it, Henry.
Okay, Claude. All right, let's go right here. So what do you need to think about, Claude?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just not sure. Or, I've bought stuff like this before, and I don't know.
Well, you mean that you bought stuff like this before. What exactly happened?
Well, I got ripped off, and I spent a lot of money, and so I just don't know. Now, off the role play, on a 1 through 10, 10 meaning this is urgent, he's highly motivated. A 1 means there's nothing there. There's no passion. There's no flame. What score would you give this dude?
I would give him a 2. I mean, I would have probably hung up on you. Sorry about that, but that's what I would have done. I mean, at that point, yeah, I mean, it was just, and I would just say, you know what then, Claude, this doesn't seem like this is for you then.
Exactly. Why do people buy things? They buy things because they have a need, a greed, a passion about it. You have to find that need, create that need, or exacerbate an existing need. And if you can't get them in a few minutes up to a 6 or 7, you have you have less than a 5% chance of closing that person.
Yeah, and that's the thing. In that situation, I mean, Clyde, it's just you move on. I mean, that's one of the things I've got to go through a lot of sellers, and if they're just not motivated, I mean, like you said, I know within a couple of minutes at that point if they're willing to give up their property. I mean, there's key things or inflections that are saying, "Oh man, I just paid the taxes on it here just last week here in California. I'm tired of paying the taxes, Claude. I just don't want my property."
Now, the same guy, you're going to be the same personality, low boiling point, not much excitement there or anything like that. You do it to me, and let me show you the guts move.
Okay.
And a lot of people may not be comfortable with this move, but I do it all the time. Go ahead.
You know, Claude, I don't know. I mean, it sounds okay.
Which means what? You tell me
Well,
you're going to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, I just need to think about it. I mean, I don't know.
We got a problem, Henry. You know what it is?
Well, what's that?
You're not allowed to think about it.
Okay, why am I not allowed to think about it?
Well, remember when we started and I did that little agenda step with you, and I said to you, Henry, it's okay to say no to me. We'll still be friends. And a lot of times when people, what do you think people really mean when they say to me, they'll think about it, Henry? Do you ever think
No.
Yeah. Do you ever think I do business with people who say they think about it? Take a guess.
Oh, well, basically when they say I need to think about it, it's just, no. It's basically
It's
no
over.
whenever they say that.
Exactly, and I think you're more worried about my feelings and hurting me. And you know what? I'm here for you today. That's what we were talking about. So can we just do this? Can we just say it's over, Henry?
Yeah.
Now that it's over, you mind if I just ask you one question before I get off the phone?
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you going to do about that problem that you have with you're not making enough money, you don't have enough life insurance, you need a new car? How about all these things what are you going to do about all these problems, Henry? I mean, my God, I don't know how you sleep at night. It would drive me crazy. What are you going to do about them? Because that's originally what we were speaking about in the first place, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Claude, I'm just going to wait for the price to go up.
It's okay. We'll stop right here. You see, the point is, there's a shock move. You're not allowed to say you listen, sir. You're not allowed to say you're not allowed to think about it. That's usually a shock move sometimes. That's what we call a guts move. Now they're listening to me. What did you say?
Exactly. Yeah, there's going to be two reactions that you're going to get, from that point. And so at that point, it's like going to say, well, Claude, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, and now I've got their attention.
Yeah.
Now I've got them emotional. Got to be careful. Guts is a very dangerous system. Sales is dangerous. We've got to take chances sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
I just did a video on YouTube how I used to knock on doors at gas stations and industrial parks selling tools off the back of a truck. Sometimes they had pit bulls. Sometimes they said, I'm going to call the police. Sales is dangerous. But that's why you can make so much money in it. You've got to do the things that your competition will never, ever do, and that's one of those moves. The other part of that role play that people should pick up is it's over when you say it's over. You're the guy in control there. You are allowed to fire the prospect. How about this one, Henry? Send me a proposal or a contract, or we need a demonstration. You ever hear those?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what, Claude, just send me what you got.
I don't know what that means, sir. Help me out.
Well, just send me your offer in the mail or email it to me.
What would you like to see, sir? I'll write it. Tell me what you want to write so we can move forward and do business tomorrow when we speak at 6:30.
Well, I just want to see what you're going to offer for me for my house.
I don't know. What do you want so we can do business? Give me an idea. What price and term? What's your dream deal, sir?
Well, my dream deal is to get with the market what it's worth.
You just found the magic lamp. Remember the show I Dream a Genie? The astronaut found that magic lamp. You got a magic lamp here. You can wish for anything on this house. That's reasonable. Tell me what you'd like me to put in that offer today, sir, so we can move forward.
Well, I want to put exactly what I'm asking for.
Which is
$250,000.
Okay, and anything else?
No, I mean if I get what my asking price is.
So if I could send you an offer with $250,000, let's just pretend for a moment, sir. If I sent you an offer for $250,000 tonight, what would you say to me next?
Then I'd go ahead and sell the house.
What?
I would go ahead and sell the house.
Okay, off the role play. I got you to say yes. I know I'm not going to do it for $250, but I want to get you in my environment, in my role. This is Claude. This is Claude's. You can fix it later. When you're getting silly objections or silly offers and things, you've got to get them in the mentality that they want to move forward with you. If they're being absurd or ridiculous, you be just as crazy. Hey, suppose I was stupid enough to send you $250, sir. What would you say to me next? Let's pretend. Then you say, we only have a problem, sir, and then you fix it. Or you fire the prospect. See, you got to have a lot of fun with this stuff.
Yeah.
You can't have it the tradition. I don't think anything we've done tonight is traditional sales. Do we have an extra minute or two? Are we allowed to go overtime?
Yeah, we can go a little bit overtime.
Oh, okay. Let's just go back. Let me do my little. Wait. There's more. I've got my gut sales package. I love that picture. This is questions from our audience. I don't know if everybody saw this slide. I love putting together these keynotes here. Anyway, we have the gut sales package, $99 tonight only. Just go to my webpage, claudediamond.com, or Henry will send you a link. It's a great deal. It's everything we're talking about. Sales is all about making money, and if you don't have a system, you're gonna just do the same old amateur stuff. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get these objections all day long, and sales is going to be frustrating. And once you get control of sales, life is good because all you need is a phone to make money. But you've got to have a system, ladies and gentlemen. Can we do one more before we go?
Yeah, if anybody has any other questions, they can go. But go ahead, let's do another one here.
I'll pull up one of the ones I have here. Your competition is cheaper. How about that one? Give me that one. You like that one?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Go for it.
All right. Hey, Claude, I mean, your competition's a lot cheaper than you.
So when you bought their product or service, sir, were they grateful? Did it work out? Did it work well for you?
In all honesty, no, I haven't bought it yet, but I know it's cheaper.
Well, Bob, why don't you buy it? If money is your major consideration, sir, which company is it, sir? Is it ABC or 123?
It's 123.
Oh, they're a lot cheaper than. Is money your major consideration? Because I think I can get it for you even cheaper than them.
Yeah, I mean, money is an issue. Money
is an issue, and if that's your major consideration, I think I know a company that might even do it for free for you if you want. My job is here to help you. Can I ask you a question before I get off the phone, though?
Okay.
Why do you think people pay so much more money for my product or service than the competition?
I don't know.
Take a wild shot at it.
I don't know. Probably yours is better.
You're right. It's better. It's got a better warranty. It comes with great customer service. We stand behind our product. And, yeah, we do charge a little bit more, but I think we give a lot more value, and I think we can help you solve the issues for why you're buying that product or service. But if price is your only consideration, there's not much I can do because there's a lot of competition that's much cheaper than us. But what do you sell for a living, Mr. Serrano?
Well, we just have these magic widgets here.
When you sell your magic widget, is it competitive? Are there people with cheaper widgets?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do when you're in this situation like I'm in right now?
Well, the same thing. We have a better product than what they have out there.
Yeah. So is price your only consideration, sir?
Not always.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you something before I go, because I have to go. If I can't change my price, but if I could be flexible on my terms this evening, that wouldn't make a difference in us moving forward with a better widget for you and your family. Would it?
Well, it could.
What?
Well, it could.
Oh. Let's discuss that. Boom. See, off the role play, control. Right. Not the average. What is the amateur doing? Ours is cheaper. They're cheaper than you. He gets defensive. He gets aggressive. Okay. It gets contentious. You know what's happening. All of a sudden he goes back to his presentation again. That's the wrong way to sell. You've got to get to this guy's adult stage where he says, you know, this guy's making a lot of sense. No one's ever talked to me like that. I really think I trust this guy, and he's right. Their customer service is really good. This other company, I can't even get them on the phone, and even though they're cheaper, what's going to happen later on when I need warranty protections? You've got to use reverse psychology in such a way, redirection, in such a way that their adult stage wakes up. That's their non-emotional intelligent state, and they say, well, I trust this person. I like this person, and they're making an awful lot of sense. And my mother's in my head yelling at me and saying, listening to this guy, cheaper is not always better. Don't sell price. Make the prospect want to buy.
Right.
On that. That's a good role play. I could do a seminar on that role play. I love that.
A lot of good stuff here, Club, but like we told everybody, we'd keep it underneath an hour. So
okay, so
we're
we're
over.
Do that.
That's okay.
Should I summarize, and let's get out of here? Okay.
Yep, go ahead and summarize up.
These are always fun, these webinars. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't let these objections get you down. Learn, practice, write down your objections, study my materials, learn about the gut system so you have the right answer at the right time. You go to the bank more often, you make a lot more money, and you feel good about yourself. And the bottom line is, no matter what you sell, if you feel good, if you feel confident, if your self-esteem is high, you're going to go do it over and over again. And you're just going to feel wonderful about sales. So learn how to handle these objections. Don't let them ruin your day. Let them get you to the bank. Henry, thank you so much for moderating and being my technical support AVI monitor. And everybody, go to my webpage, claudediamond.com, if you want to take advantage of that package. I'm going to take it off in 24 hours. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you at the next. What's our next webinar? We're doing another one soon, aren't we?
Yeah, we maybe have another one coming up. I don't know if it'll be before the end of the year, but yeah, we've got them coming up here fairly soon.
Are we doing one on consultations? We're going to, I'm going to tip my hand. We're going to do the Guts Diet in January. Tyler Skipper is this amazing young man in North Carolina who's doing deals left and right all over the place, and I'm going to interview him. So we got a whole bunch of webinars and stuff coming up, and good free information. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful and safe holiday. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, guys.